All right, let's
I
talk
still
about
turn
this
on
wreck
both.
though. Let's talk about my boy. Let's talk about my number one on Strange.
Whoa, power rankings.
Let's go.
This is my dude.
All right, then tell us about the first song then.
You
Low
want to talk
water.
about? You want to talk about low? I can't get over the fact you think falling doo doo.
Come on,
No,
spoilers.
we'll get there.
Go ahead, set it up, Aaron. Go ahead and start the video. Do your
Um,
intro and everything.
what that
We'll
was
introduce
the
ourselves.
intro.
That was the
Mwahaha.
intro.
Hey everybody, welcome to Trust the Shooters album book club. Today we're joined by.
The young coldest himself. Too.
Hmm.
Your
Don't put that in the
boy
house
returning
stranger.
from the grave, C-Man 1011, aka Corey, aka Mr. Big Dick Swinging.
Whoa.
So that Al, he's got the smallest dick in the fucking chat right now. Since you want to say
Whoa.
that,
Mm-mm. You got Recognized Pressure Point Meridian 1. So this is basically what Strange Music's been doing, where they drop 4-song little EPs a couple times and then the album drops. So this is probably what that's a part of. But today we've got for you starting with Low Water, not Low Rider, produced by Seven, and it's a nasty Elite 7 beat.
It is definitely Seven returning to natural form, not producing that fucking watered down formulaic shit that he's been producing for tech for a couple years now. This is like some actual. This is a beat right here, man. This is something to listen to.
Yeah.
This beat speaks for his fucking self, and then Rhett gets on it. Oof.
Well, according to Genius, the second verse, I put it down that he starts both verses with sycophants, but that's the first one. The second verse, Genius says sycophants, so that might be true. But either way, it's a similar rhyme scheme start to it. And the word sycophant means fake, so it means the real versus the fake. So there's one for me.
here we
Exactly.
go.
All right, you got elite wordplay and flow, plus the subject matter. The lyric you got, don't go drinking the water. Fuck that.
That is the best part of that song. Like that reminds me of like my grandma telling like whenever you move somewhere else, don't go drinking the water. It's like just something to vibe to. Plus, it reminds me of Flint, Michigan.
Whoa, JC. So I got this question. What the fuck does that mean? Does this mean don't go drinking the propaganda? Does this mean don't go
See,
drinking the
this is why
water?
this. This is why this. So this is why it's so good. So it goes back to like, since we all know ISO here, like the Youth in America thing is a double entendre in and of itself. The
Yep,
youth in America or euthanized America, dude. Low water in and of itself, the way he sets up the context of the verses, it's don't drink the water because at the end he talks about he names certain places don't drink the water, but it's also like don't buy into the propaganda shit. Like it's clean
exactly.
and the way he sets the verses up, he can talk about each topic fluently in the verses, and they both fit perfect with the scheme. Just because the title itself can have so many meanings.
If you want to speak about the title, not only as a title, so he talks about don't go drinking the water, and then he talks about low water. It's like the water that's left, you don't even want some of that shit. And if you know anything about the earth, you know that fresh water is like there's barely any of it. Like it's hardly anything there. So it was a big environmental hit with this song. Back to that propaganda shit. It's obvious, but I mean it's true because like don't buy into the propaganda. The dudes that's making the propaganda are the ones putting fucking all the chemicals in the water and then denying it anyway. So it's like you can't trust them anyway. Plus the beat on this one is just nasty. Like I could vibe to this song for a minute, bro.
That's a good point about the water and everything. So I'm glad you guys are here. Ain't been talk of Jesus since we lost 2 leaders. Boom!
2 liters of water.
It's everything. It's Jesus. It's 2 leaders. Who's that? Martin Malcolm, JFK, Martin, something like that. 2 leaders is double entendre for 2 liters of blood type of thing. All of that shit. Like that's so like
we bled for this. We
that's
lost
levels,
leaders
like
for this. And we losing water to this. You remember how we was saying ISO songs was like meaty? This is a meaty ass like lyric. There's a lot of part in this one. The big ass
is no everything Rec does is meaty.
I was gonna say, when has Rec ever put out something that has some meat to it?
That's why Corey's here, bro. Rec is top tier.
Like, come on, dog. Rec has always had it.
He doesn't flex lyrically with it, but his songwriting he flexes every time. That's why this is insane.
before. I remember when Corey got mad that I kept listening to
Whoa.
Shortcuts and Dead Ends.
That's Mayday.
Shortcuts
That ain't just
and
wreck.
deads and ends.
I got no beef with Shortcuts and Dead Ends, but in the context of that album,
Whoa,
No,
it's
'cause
the
you-
Steve song. I explained this on the JL.
No, because your whole thing was like, oh, you keep listening to sad songs, and you're like, why you keep listening to sad songs? It was the same shit when I listen to Fragile all the time.
because you were listening on depressed shit. I was like, dog, there's other albums on that. There's other songs on that album that slump. You keep listening to Shortcuts and Dead Ends. I wasn't hating on the song or the fact that you kept listening to it. I was like, Bruce, you don't have to listen to emo shit all the time though.
It wasn't just emotion; it just resonated with me. Ask Aaron, man. The songs that resonate with me the most is just the shit that I listen to the most. That's just how it falls.
Like, come on. I was also just
I think
shitting on
that's
people for the sake of shitting on them. I just enjoyed fucking with you, to be honest, Bruce. I got no beef with you listening to that song.
That's what he said.
That song was
Yeah.
deep. The
Listen,
song was nice. I used to have that song as my ringtone, Bruce. Like, I got no beef with that
I
shit.
know it was 2002, man. I ain't had a song as my ringtone in forever.
I ain't got no beef with that song. When the chorus hit, that beat dropped. Like, ooh. Shit was fire. But anyways,
Back to Low Water.
I'm done.
Anybody else
With
got
if y'all got anything else?
Oh. Nah, that beat, it just killed it. Like, I'm a sucker for like the organs and shit in song. Like for some reason, rap and just like classical instruments just mesh with me. I love that shit. So when like that, you hear like that organ in the background, it feels nice. It just feels. Y'all want to talk about vibing? That's how I vibe.
Whoa.
there was a lyric that stood out to me in that song. When he was like, the natives are thirsty, nature is worse, see, she gives you no mercy.
Whoa.
Oh
You gave
yeah,
her the heat, but didn't expect to get hotter now. Don't go drinking the water. That shit was like, I mean, that's like,
talk
I mean,
about
come
climate change.
Like,
It's he
that
can't
shit
put any
deep,
plainer than
man.
that. He can't put any plainer than that.
But like, I mean, it's just clean. Like, I mean, the song really does speak for itself. There ain't like,
There's not. It's a very blunt song, but you can still interpret it in different ways. But you
that's what I'm
still
saying.
come up
Like,
to the
it's not even one of those songs where you got to dive in to figure out what he's talking about. Like, the shit is right there in front of your face. All you have to do is see it.
You ever played those games where it's like, every choice makes a difference, but it always ends the same anyway? That's this song. Like you can interpret it however the fuck you want, but you're gonna come to the same conclusion either way.
We'll do it anyways.
All right, now let's talk about Bruce's
Wait.
apparently
Oh my!
worst songs.
Track 2, The Fallen. Produced by Extraordinaires with a money sign. Do you know who who it is? Who the Extraordinaires are, first of all?
Extraordinaires. I feel like I've seen them on.
Yep.
Have they produced some Jaren?
So the Extraordinaires is Leonard Distro. I don't know if you know who that is. A little Sescrew deep cut. And Dominique Sanders. Now, why does that matter? So the Extraordinaires, that deadly combo. For Distro, he does a lot of Sescrew beats. He was on the Playground, like a song or something named after him and everything. So like he goes way back with Ses for years. Now the Extraordinaires, the fun one. Let's go to the UBI album. He produced Light 'Em Up. He produced Pharmacy. And he produced Read 'Em and Weep. You know, some of my favorite songs off that album.
Maybe that's why I'm remembering it. Because I listened to the fuck out of that UBI when it came out.
So he produced Read 'Em and Weep, which was my favorite. Then the one with fucking Gotti, which was nice, and Pharmacy, which had a great beat. Like, okay.
Pharmacy was clean.
Then we go deeper. Distro produced Soundbite on the Sescrew album. Somebody produced Fuck Me on the Dough. That was Distro. Sorry, this is all Distro. Distro produced Fuck Me on the Dough and Multiple on the Playground and Constant Energy Struggles. And so the Extraordinaires, though, them combined, they produced Tidal Wavy, Highlander, Till the Casket Drops by Mac Lethal, Watchmaker Theory, The Letterman Beat by Sescrew. Some of the best fucking bass beats in the modern fucking history of KC shit. Like, nasty. Then, and he's also produced a song called Pavement by who? Kadesh Flow, that one nerd rapper I've been telling Bruce to check out for years now. So this guy goes way deep in the cut. Way deep. So shout out to the Extraordinaires.
The songs they produced on that Constant Energy Struggles alone, those beats were nasty.
No. And he did fucking...
Till the Casket Drop
Yes.
was a clean beat too.
Yes. Because Mac must have had a high level of standard on that album for sound, and
Yeah.
it fits right in with everything else he's done on it. On that
Till the
album.
motherfucking casket drop.
He says, if I'm being honest, I kind of like being here with the lawless. I never really fit in with the flawless. Boom. I like that lyric a lot.
Yeah,
It goes
because
into the hook.
first of all, first of all, if you're talking about lawless and flawless, nobody's flawless. Everybody got flaws, and if someone's claiming they flawless, they fake. So he's more comfortable around real people.
Now
Than
you're back to my thing.
Yeah, I had to do it to you. I had to do it to you. But that's just how I interpret
point,
that,
though.
and and in that sense, if none of us are flawless, but everybody says, "Oh, babies are coming to the world perfect," but we all end up like fucked up and shit, then we're all falling because ain't none of us where we want to be or where we're supposed to be at.
Bruce, you're just a number that hides in the shadows, disguised as livestock designed to be cattle. There's a reference for you.
But go ahead, Corey. Tell me why I'm wrong about saying.
I can't tell you why you're wrong. It's your opinion.
Let me just say this. I don't think The Fallen is a bad song. I just think it's the worst song on that one. This EP. I think it's a good song, but just not the best one on this.
And why is that, Bruce?
Because I just think the other ones are better. I think the other ones speak to me a little bit better, especially the last one. But I ain't gonna get into that. Spoiler.
Oh, come.
So
it doesn't speak to you when he goes, "Get up with the falling." The falling.
I mean, it does, but not as much as the other songs. I don't want to get into it right now because I'll say later.
There's a quote from Varric's Loyal. Listen long enough and you will hear stories of great Eliskny heroes when the great machine was still with us. And it goes, the Fallen, known in their own language as the Elinsky, are an insectoid alien species that fights against the remnant of humanity as well as other races vying for control of the solar system. Notorious scavengers and raiders, the Fallen seek to reclaim their glory by retaking control. Traveler and shit. But it's the concept of being down. Like you had it at the top, and then now you're down here with these bums, the raggedy, the people, the less off. Like there's a little Destiny parallels.
They're not bums, they're people.
So there's a little parallels between that. Also, there is a little connection between that and track 4 also. And then
that's what I was going to get into with track 4 is the social conscious aspect of this album. How
the human aspect or conscious aspect, not just
the economic ladder aspect to this album. Like you can, because I think he sums it up really well in Men Under the Bridge, which we'll get into. But the idea of being different based on the fact that you make 80 grand compared to 30 grand, like there's rich and poor, and we're classified as the poor. We got a lot more common with each other than, like he points out in Man Under the Bridge, than we ever will with the rich. So like the Fallen is essentially like, I think it takes a play on the political aspect right now. The middle and lower class trying to take back control of a government that gives no fucks about them. I think it plays into that a little bit. And that's why I think this song gets a little bit of boost for me, because just like the name in and of itself and the way he plays on the Fallen, I think speaks a ton to an economic ladder issue that people have in today's society. Is why this song gets a boost for me. But that's just my opinion.
There's a hell, heaven, and angel bars, so it's a little bit of some priceless type of bars for those missing priceless. You got that insane second verse is the quintessential Wreck verse. It's dense, it's got depth in the bars, a lot of bass, and that bouncy, witty, Wrekonize flow. Like I really liked all that coming together.
Absolutely, and I was gonna let you bring it up, but yeah, the religious aspect to it as well, and I think. He plays it really well because Wrekonize he's an atheist, so like the way he plays with this it's nice. It ain't nothing new. He says it in his songs.
There's a Jesus lyric on the first track also, so there's a little heaven and hell dichotomy going on throughout the lyrics.
But I think he's playing it as a heaven and hell original. Like he's got this, it's a tie here. The whole process of duality that Nino talks about. on his song, The Process Duality. Like, there's a lot of parallels that he brings in to this, and I think the sad part of this whole thing is it's just 4 songs, not an album this deep.
Feels
So
like
we're
it,
looking
though.
forward to that. But damn, The Fallen is nice. I think. I mean, it gets. I've already given my 2 cents on it, but
Whoa.
it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, so those Hell Heaven Angel, those bars, I really like those. Those stand out. And this is my favorite song off the album or the EP. Probably gonna be off the album at this point. This is just fucking bouncy and vibey and bass and fucking lead. That's it.
It's clean. I'm gonna save which one I think is the best till the end because I wanted to hear your guys.
Oh, that was my. It's also got the most views, but
Yes.
the second most is Anyway for some odd reason. Yeah. So going into my least favorite, Anyway, produced by Leonard Distro, as I went into who he is, Sesquip producer and stuff. It's got a great beat, as shown in the one post as Corey's seen on Instagram. Also, Rek loves writing breakup songs.
He does. I think he does a nice job of it though. I don't think this song takes away anything from the EP. I think it's still a Rek song. It's still got depth to it, even with it being a break song. And I don't think it's just a pure breakup song.
Whoa.
He's got some other bars in there that speak to something other than a breakup.
So in that vein, I wrote down the feeling of not having shit anyway after you've just been through something. Like, that's something everybody could feel, but it's one of the deepest feelings you really feel.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. The essence of his verse is like, it doesn't really fucking matter. I don't have anything anyways.
Mhm.
I think that that topic in and of itself is something anybody can feel. Because at one point
Especially-
in your life, you're gonna get to that. Everyone goes through it.
Especially the mad relatable part is when it feels like they keep asking for more, and it's just like, man, I don't even care at this. Like you can take whatever you want because what I got left ain't much.
Yo,
So I don't really give a fuck at this.
my last thing's on what you just said is that one like feminist bar or whatever, where he's like, where the chick's like, half a course. I really like that line.
I agree. And like I said, I don't think it's a pure breakup song because he talks about like people taking money from him and people keep saying, it's like they try to turn it on him. Oh, they'll just match his checks. And he's like, I just wish you would. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. I don't have nothing anyways. You've taken it all from me. You've drained me from like an emotional, physical, money standpoint.
They full spectrum dominated him in the worst way possible.
And it gets him to this point where he doesn't he doesn't even care.
Corey don't know about that full spectrum dominance.
Someone else was breaking in here, so I caught them. And, hey, maybe you can give me a reward, right? Like more of the plants.
Man, we ain't got no more goddamn plant.
Hugging all the good shit. Okay, that's fine.
All right, and the final one, the deepest, the most recognized songish, that beat, the way it just fades in and out with what the subject matter, what he's doing with it, is just like, and you know why? It's because it's produced by Seven. Like, this is just masterful beat work between an artist and a producer, the way they manage in and out of the bridge and the hook and the verses flawlessly.
See, this was one of the notes that I put down for what I knew we were going to do this video, is the fact that Seven produced this beat. So this shows that Seven has still got it. I cannot speak enough on how Tech has got him producing these just formulaic fucking trash ass beats. Like, his beats have been weak on his Tech stuff, and I feel like Tech isn't doing him justice because this dude still got it. This beat is a masterpiece when put into this song. Like, the way they collab on this one, it is truly like the essence of like someone's like craft and artwork. Like, this is a 12 out of 10 from start to finish. The way they play with the beat, with what he's doing with his lyrics, it is truly a masterpiece.
Yeah. So this was my favorite song on the whole EP, and for reasons like Aaron said, it's the deepest one. Like, it's the one that resonates most with me. And it's funny that like we're doing this now, and me and you just got done talking about how people just hate homeless and like people who are beneath them because like that whole shit you said about how they see themselves failing and they hate it, but they should see that this, instead of seeing themselves, they should see this could be anyone that just had like the worst lot in life, and instead of looking down, we got to help raise them up.
Well, you sound like Jesus.
Well, even to the point to like this goes back to like there's a lot of economic ladder to this song. So like people see poor and assume they're not trying, assume they don't care. He brings up in one part of his verse, and it fades out, and the guy starts talking, and
He goes into like, I try and get a job by going with the application and be like, all right, we'll call you, and then he's like, well, I don't have a phone.
I don't have a phone. So
Yeah,
how
it's like, give him a chance.
you can't get ahead from being behind.
Yeah, and that's capitalism at its finest, by the way.
But
that's what that whole thing is about.
it speaks a lot to what people take for granted, because the guy talks about he's never felt freer, and it's a good point, because I mean, even what Rex says in the song is, these things that we own end up owning us, especially if something happens and we're not financially stable anymore. All the shit that we thought we owned has our lives, bottlenecked.
Student loans.
So are you really free when you own all this? When you have more wealth, are you really freer than if you had none?
All right, so that was something I want to talk about. So the bar is the dude's saying to Wreck, I ain't got nothing but the clothes on my back. And he's like, but he feels more free. Wait, actually, let me look up. Actually, I can look up the notes on Genius.
And then I had a point I wanted to say about the second half as well, when he talks about giving the guy money.
Oh yeah, he's talking about like, are you gonna say this to turn around, make the world a better place, or are you just gonna like spend it on some booze money or whatever?
Yeah, that's a good point. People don't donate.
But then he takes the sting out of it though, with the next bar.
Yeah, people don't like. People are afraid to
No,
get money because it's what would they do with it?
Well, and here's the thing, I get that, but coming from like I just want to drink or like spend it on like the plant or heroin, meth or whatever. It just like Aaron said, it takes the sting out of it. Hell, people who got money still drink. It's like, yeah,
That's the point I was going to bring up. How many people live paycheck to paycheck and don't need to spend the money on it but still do?
Yeah, and like they still drink, like, dude, and like, that's just the way it be. It's like life is hard sometimes, and sometimes
people have their scapegoats, and
yeah,
just because you give someone money, it's no longer yours anymore. What does it matter what that person does with their finances, right? Like,
Sure.
how many people, instead of putting gas in their car or buying some food or simply putting the money in savings, will go buy a $20 bottle of booze, or go buy a 12-pack of beer or something like that? It's like, you didn't need to spend the money, but you did. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You could easily save that money, but you didn't. You still bought it. So why are you hating on someone who doesn't, have the house or the car or the phone, who still decides to go to his scapegoat to do that?
Well, it's because it's like that shit I said at the beginning of this of us talking about the song. People see themselves in that. It's like, man, they don't want to make that decision of like, or they want to look introvertly and look at it as like, damn, I spend my last dollar on booze every now and then, but I have a way to deal with it. So they want to look at themselves and critique themselves like that.
Yeah, and it's also like a never putting your foot in someone else's shoes. If you're in that situation, you can't tell me you wouldn't. You wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you sleeping in boxes and shit. Like,
if you had the chance to go get some booze, you would do it.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll take any chance to go get booze now.
Like, it's human nature, and this divide that we have amongst like people who are not that far off your economic ladder it's really heartbreaking. Because
for some reason people hate other poor people.
Like, that's what I never understand. You have more in common with that dude who doesn't have any money and no house than you ever will
And Jeff Bezos.
with people who control your life, right? So it really is disheartening, and people have this mindset, and this song really sheds a light on the way people think, and the way he goes about it in this song is really nice, because it's there. Everyone thinks this way. Everyone knows it, but the way he does it is not preachy. It's more conversation-esque than Hobson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's more, I'm having a conversation with this guy, and here's
Well, he
how
literally
people
does.
think compared to like,
There's that part in the song where he's literally like, he's talking to like his dad or some shit, and he's like, I feel bad about like the kid that's with him. Like they don't know what's wrong, but like they're paying for it either way, and people still hate on them. Like, oh, you're poor with a kid. How dare you be poor with a kid? Like they chose that life.
yeah. And like I said, he goes about it in more of a conversation-esque way, which really takes away the. You can have a song like this and it not be so preachy to where it turns people off. That's
It's
that's
because it,
one of the things that's very, very well done in this song, because that can be so easily undermined. It's really, really well done. Because that's a lot of things. That's a lot of beef that people have with Hobson, is he'll talk about issues like this, but it comes off as very, very, very preachy, and it's just his
I
opinion.
think it's because his like aggression levels, like his delivery. But it's that I'm talking to you, not talking down to you.
As to where
You
this
know,
is, you're merely a third party listening in on this
yeah,
conversation, right? And it's
yeah.
still very witty, it's still very deep, and it's still a deep topic.
I think the best part about it is like I feel like we've all had those like these thoughts whenever like we see a guy that's homeless. Like we're just like, yeah, I want to do more. I want to do more for him.
Exactly. That's what I was alluding to. Is like this is something that everyone has thought. You know what I mean? This is a thought process that's gone through everyone's mind when they've seen someone talk about homeless people or have seen homeless people or the way the news displays homeless people. Like this is a thought process and a conversation that, a lot of people could have very well had.
Shit, you want to talk about how the news views homeless people? Like, if you don't think like the way we handle like the homeless situation in America is fucked up, cities literally pay money to try and get rid of homeless people. Like they build cities in a way that it makes it harder for homeless people to live there. Like they slant the things underneath the bridges, and like they put like concrete kind of spikes so they can't sleep on it.
And I would like to point
Underneath.
out this is why good hip hop means so much, because like just this song alone, guys talking about homeless people and how they're treated like shit sometimes. And like, this is why good hip hop means something to people, and this is why artists like this need to be better displayed, because you have songs like this that can really get you thinking about something that matters. Or you can have, name your dude Future 2 Chains. You can have
How
you
many
can have these
chains?
whack cats who are
I
only
was trying
talking about how much better his life is than yours.
I'm trying to think of like a popular line that don't make no damn sense, but I can't think of one. But I want to
What's your take, Aaron?
So that lyric was, I ain't got nothing but the clothes that's on my back, he said. I feel more free than I ever have. I'm freer than that car you drive or what you pay in tax. And then Rec comes back. I said, damn, I often think too true. I don't know. I don't trust some of these lyrics translation. It says, I often think too truly I'm the man. I really like that part.
that whole shit about like your possessions will come out on you like that.
Yeah, you guys
That's
nailed
some of
that.
like the most truthful shit ever. It's just like it's literally like if you like let's say you come down rough on life, but you got all this shit like your car ain't paid off, like you still got a mortgage. I ain't got a I don't want one. But you essentially you stop working for yourself to improve your lot in life, and you're literally only working to uphold your luxuries like your status, and it's not fulfilling. And if anything in life, like you want to do shit that fulfills you. Now you want to you want to you want to work so you can live, not live so you can work.
And then both verses end with that 4-bar scheme where he says, but if I give you this money, would you aim for something big? And he goes on there. Both of them. I like when artists do that. I like how, like, on, what was it, the first song or the second song? One of them. They're the Sycophants and then Sycophants. Like, I like when they double up. Rec did that
That was low water.
on Low Rider. And Rec did that on that one, on the, was it Modern Man? On that album.
He did it on Into the Further on the song. He did it on Into the Further. What song was that? Basically Numb. He did it on Basically Numb. That was a good song.
And then I got this song is Smooth and Deep, and also if you want to, and then Horseshoe Gang has a song called Homeless, and it has a video, and it's basically the other side of this whole Wrekonize song, where it's from the being homeless perspective. So when I hear this song, I think of that song type of thing.
So, are we doing the category?
I mean, it's too short. Don't matter. I mean, they're all great. There's not like
So
they're bad.
we're just gonna classify all of them as great and classify 2 of them as deep.
I mean, but
Real
I
deep.
banged all 3 except for Anyway. Like, I don't have a problem playing Man on the Bridge. That 7 beats real nice. Like, I'd put that in that banger category, or depends at worst. If going back to the ISO one. I mean, but that Anyway beat bang too. Like, you can bang all of these.
Yeah, all
The
these
top
bangers.
2 are
These
like slumpers.
So Bruce's favorite is Man Under the Bridge. Obviously, least favorite is The Fallen,
yes.
which
Yeah.
I don't agree with at all.
Hey, you can feel free to not disagree, but I feel how
Aaron's favorite is The Fallen, and least favorite is Anyway.
Yep.
My least favorite out of these is Anyway. Obviously, it's not. It's a really good song, but it's not near the caliber as Low Water or Man Under the Bridge.
He likes making breakup songs.
My favorite is damn near a tie,
What is it?
It's a photo finish.
but
Just get the
just with how smooth the beat is and how he plays with it in his flow, I gotta say The Fallen is my favorite, and Low Water is a very close second. I really thought when I first listened to this stuff, I really thought Low Water was my favorite,
Whoa.
just because that beat is nasty. And how he goes hard, but he's going hard talking about what he's talking about. I was like, okay, Low Water. Like, how you gonna top this on this album, on this EP? And then Fallen has grown on me since I started listening to it because it's so smooth. The way he plays with it is nice.
How smooth is it? If you have to describe the smoothness,
It's smooth. It's real smooth.
Sounds
smooth
Like, there's just something about that song. It's so captivating when you really listen to it. It's like it doesn't speak to you when he goes, "Get up with the falling." The falling. It's one of those that really like makes you like, I don't know, you get into that song.
Hey man, the Fallen know how to make music. You know,
I mean, the
those
Fallen.
Devil Tanks or whatever.
Fallen's good. A close second is Low Water, as far as my favorite ones.
I think Low Water is more bangable, but I think Man on the Bridge is better.
I think Low Water is more bangable. I think Man Under the Bridge is a better song.
Yeah. So yeah, my order would just be.
I think
2,
the
4, 1,
best
3.
song on the album is Man Under the Bridge.
I don't know. It's close. I still think
For
Fallen.
sure. I would say Man Under the Bridge 1, Low Water 2, The Fallen 3, Anyway 4. Would be my official list. My favorite one to like just listen to is The Fallen.
So overall, on the
maybe
album,
I gotta go through and listen to the Fallen a couple more times.
put that one in the whip.
I listened to this whole thing in the whip, man.
You gotta get your speakers
And then,
checked. They might not
and
be
then I
on.
sat down and listened to it.
So, overall on the album, dynamic beats, deep subject matter, and maybe it's just our thirst, but it's a lot of Sunny Winter vibes, just because of how crazy different the beats are compared to the other projects he's done, and the subject matter is nowhere near what you would have expected going into just any normal project.
Yeah, definitely
Nice.
a Sunny Winter vibe. And Rec,
Yeah.
if you happen to watch this dog, we need a Sunny Winter 3, please. I'm begging you for a Sunny Winter 3. I look forward to your upcoming projects because you set the bar high for yourself these past couple years. And you continue to drop dope shit.
By the way, one thing I forgot to mention was some that I covered extensively in the ISO vid was how the songs like kind of mesh together like a story. I think it's super fitting that Man of the Bridge comes after Anyway. Anyway is all about greed and people taking more, and then Man of the Bridge is about a dude who has nothing and you want to give.
Well, I mean, you could also look at it as you started out near low water because you're the Fallen. You've said fuck it anyways, and then you end up being the man under the bridge. Or it's Rec's journey where he's walking past the low water, he's seeing the Fallen because he likes them. You know, why is he walking this path? Because it's the Anyway, and then he runs across a man on the bridge while he's walking on. Like, if you look at the album cover type of thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, you're right though. I mean, that's, Rex a master artist, though. I mean, you'd hope he wouldn't have just picked 4 random songs.
I was gonna point out that's what sets an artist like when they put out something and it's cohesive. Because that was one things I always loved and why that album I still listen to. Congratulations by Mac Lethal. That album was a statement. You know what I mean? Like that album was a theme from song to song. They flowed so natural together on topic matter that it was just like an experience to listen to. And that's what's great about EPs and albums that he's put out and other artists for that matter.
Whoa.
Like it's really an experience. You're not just having to suffer through certain songs like the JL album. You're just along for the ride.
Shameless plug.
And every song just links together so nice that you're just, you're along for the ride.
They got on Discogs. They got the style, and it says conscious. All right, well, that's the Wrekonize one. That's that one.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, I'll tell you what we need to talk about.
He keeps f***ing telling me you're broadcasting. It's getting annoying.
Good. You need to know that I'm broadcasting.